Thank you for letting us present our work on the topic standardized artificial intelligence and blockchain for beyond 5G network. Our group is number 6. My name is Salah Amir Muhammad Ubada. We will start with the outline to the proposal. First, the introduction to blockchain and artificial intelligence for beyond 5G, motivation for standardization, problem statement, standardization process, scope of the standard, impact of standard on society and industry, standardization specification, proposed standard problems faced during standardization timeline, and finally the conclusion. Introduction. IoT, artificial intelligence, and blockchain will hold the promise for revolutionizing the way we offer services, solve problems, and interact with the world. The integration of technologies powered with 5G connections and beyond 5G will dramatically change civil governance, supply chain, healthcare, and energy consumption and distribution. How blockchain is working and beyond 5G. Here is when someone requests a transaction, the transaction is broadcast to point-to-point network consisting of a computer known as a node. Once broadcast to point, start the process of validation. The network of nodes validate the transaction and the user status using a known algorithm. Once finished the validation, a verified transaction can involve cryptocurrency, contract, records, or other information. Once verified, the transaction is combined with other transactions to create a new block of data for the ledger. The new block is then added to the existing blockchain in a way that is permanent and unalterable. Finally, the transaction is complete. The infrastructure of beyond 5G or 6G. Here is the basic structure of the 6G, and the one that include the blockchain and artificial intelligence or had advanced structure will be given later by my friend Amir. And we'll start here with the infrastructure, which consists of different network. First network is a space consists of different satellites like NEO, LEO, GEO, and MEO, which connect with the air network, which consists of airplane, talon, unmanned air vehicle. And the third network is the ground, which represent the core of 6G. Here, the network working on millimeter wave and terahertz frequency. The last network is underwater or sea network, which hold the promise to give coverage for ships and submarine. The motivation for standardization of blockchain and artificial intelligence for 6G or beyond 5G. There are many challenges for 6G network. One of them first start with the massive connectivity of the system, security requirements with scalability, high data consumption of the future tenants, device resource restriction, interoperability and interaction requirement, and what blockchain can bring to 6G. There are many advantages that blockchain can bring to 6G. First one is intelligence resource management, elevated security feature, and scalability. The motivation for industry and research and scholars, why we are motivating to integrate the blockchain and artificial intelligence with 6G. First, from industry, seamless environment monitoring and protection has many different applications. Smart healthcare, decentralized and trustworthy 6G communication infrastructure and solution. For research and scholar, there are many opportunities in future, including Internet of Things, data storage and analytics, artificial intelligence, vehicle-to-vehicle communication, unmanned air vehicle. The problem statement for our proposal or our new standard. One of the main challenges behind applying blockchain and artificial intelligence for 5G and beyond 5G enabled with IoT's standardization and regulation. Until now, blockchain and smart contract are highly decentralized and deregulated at both national and international level. For massive adoption for blockchain in beyond 5G telecom industry, local and international standardization, regulation, and governance must be established. To integrate blockchain and artificial intelligence with beyond 5G, standardization can either happen with telecom standard group to target telecom service specific blockchain and AI application, or it can also be establish or achieve completely independent from other aspects. The development stage of standardization for 6G, which will be finished on 2030. Here is a fictitious one. We try just to imitate what happened on 5G and project this for 6G, because until now there is no any standardization on the market for 6G. The standardization starts within 2020 and finish with 2030. For 2020 and 2025, setting the stage for the future, including vision, spectrum, and technology view. And from 2026 to 2030, defining a technology on the market. The first process starts with the plan development and finish with process optimization. The second stage of a process, including spectrum band arrangement, and finish with sharing the study with wireless radio conference 19. The process within 2026 is preparing the proposal and evaluating and agreement on the proposal, and finally sharing the study report with wireless radio conference 19. The last part, which starts with 2028 and finish with 2030, include spectrum and band arrangement and finish with future enhancement, update plan, and process for the standard proposed. Thank you for listening for my presentation. And Amir is going to.
Thank you, Salah, and hi, everyone. I am Amir, and I'm going to continue with you with the scope of our proposed standard. The scope of our proposal is to highlight the issues that hinder the implementation and application of blockchain and AI for beyond 5G networks. And here we particularly have interest in this proposal on joining blockchain and AI together to substantially improve the performance of beyond 5G networks. And the significance of this proposed standard can be highlighted in the following. When it comes to the role of blockchain in beyond 5G networking, actually blockchain can elevate such networks' security features through privacy in addressing the significant security requirements and considerations in the arena of complex beyond 5G networking, authentication and access control. The scalability limitations of centralized systems poses a challenge, and blockchain can help reducing that due to its decentralized features. Integrity, with massive data volumes expected to be generated in future networks, which is a significant challenge blockchain can help tackling. Accountability, where security, surveillance, and management of beyond 5G ecosystems can be enhanced with distributed blockchains, where immutable and transparent log for every event is possible. And furthermore, scalability. Being a major requirement for beyond 5G networking, the scalability limitations can be reduced via blockchain smart contracts to face the massive connectivity demands in future. As for the role of blockchain in the arena of beyond 5G IoT networks, actually it can lower the operation cost of such systems through the feature of decentralization of smart contracts that will reduce the need to deploy expensive computational units. In addition to that, centralized databases can be distributed throughout the blockchain distributed ledger. The decentralization feature of blockchain that is working with approval and authentication mechanism, which will help introducing less efforts in managing complex IoT systems. When it comes to the role of artificial intelligence envisioned for beyond 5G networking and IoT networks, actually they can take advantage of AI to enhance their security and performance. And a brief summary of AI impact on 5G networks and beyond is listed here. AI can help with network optimization that can be significantly and efficiently done through AI, for example, via AI natural language processing that will help reducing radio resources needed to transmit the information. It also can help with network management. As we all know, heterogeneity is a core feature for beyond 5G networks, and proper management of its traffic is essential to achieve the required high network performance. With over than 2,000 projected configurable parameters in such networks, AI with reinforcement learning must be adopted here in order to create intelligent network reconfigurations. Finally, it can enhance such networks' security. As we all know, wireless networks, since their cradleware security vulnerable, and AI can significantly enhance and introduce vigorous solutions to make beyond 5G networks more secure and intelligent. Here I will discuss with you our proposed architecture for this standard of integrating AI blockchain with beyond 5G networking. Actually, this proposed standard identifies 4 hierarchical layers for a reliable and interoperable integration between blockchain, AI, and 5G networking and beyond. These layers are the device layer, the access layer, the fog layer, and the cloud layer. The first layer is the device layer, in which billions of connected devices of various types generating a tremendous amount of data. And slicing seems to be the only optimal way to satisfy various needs and different requirements for quality of service, quality of experience, and so on. And here where blockchain can be introduced. With its superior feature of decentralization, the standard proposed a protocol called Blockchain Session Slicing Protocol, BSSP, that will coordinate the local collection of data by the blockchain ledger, and then the blockchain AI coordination protocol will coordinate the data transfer to the cloud layer, where an AI module powered by unsupervised learning algorithms will organize the data and identify the requirements and norms for each user's class, quality of service, quality of experience, priority of traffic, and so on. The next layer in this proposed architecture of blockchain and AI integration with beyond 5G networking is the access layer. A layer that will collect conditions and the status data about the base stations, CRAN, and the network core, and the blockchain will store and share, such data and enable a secure station-to-station communication. And the collected data is further processed in the cloud layer. The AI modules in the next layer, the fog layer, will learn from such data to better optimize the network. Access data sharing and transfer between this layer and the other layers and modules of interest is proposed to be in a standard and unified manner, governed and coordinated by a protocol called blockchain and AI network optimization protocol, which will enable the acting modules to optimize solutions for the massive MIMO configurations, intelligent beamforming, smart dynamic network planning, smart surface configurations, resource allocation, energy efficiency, and enhanced security, and more. The third layer in this proposed framework is the fog layer, in which two types of AI modules resides, learning AI module and acting AI module, the two of which are connected to the necessary computational resources. A standard protocol will facilitate the data that is available in the cloud layer to be available here for the learning module to run the necessary purpose and service-oriented learning algorithms to produce results and outcomes that will be then utilized by the acting modules. These results resulting from the learning modules will be then utilized by the acting modules to produce the relevant actions to control and optimize the network, configure its parameters, and so on. These successful actions within certain scope are then stored in the cloud layer in form of a smart contract that will be automatically executed after that to perform the desired action. A standard protocol called smart contract configuration and update protocol will facilitate and coordinate the generation of such smart contracts and the dynamic update of them when necessary to ensure the performance of the network is optimized to its full extent. The last layer is the cloud layer, in which the blockchain enables the storage and organization of the data forwarded by the preceding layers. It also hosts the necessary AI modules that act on the forwarded data to provide a data that is in an organized, secure, clustered, and decentralized form to facilitate the efficient usage and utilization of such organized data by the fog layer. A synchronization mechanism is needed here. So we can summarize our proposed standard in a 4-layer hierarchical architecture with specific functions for each layer with proper protocols to coordinate the execution of such functions and the efficient interaction between these layers. We have the device layer, in which blockchain ledgers collect data from the devices and forward it to the above layer, and such processes are governed by two proposed standard protocols, the blockchain session slicing protocol and the blockchain AI coordination protocol. In the second layer, the access layer, the blockchain will collect network status information that will be used in the following layer to optimize the network. The collection of such data and the process of optimization are governed by the blockchain and AI network optimization protocol. The third layer contains the necessary AI modules responsible for optimal network slicing and generating network optimizing smart contracts. And that is governed and coordinated by smart contract configuration and update protocol. The last layer hosts the necessary AI, which is the cloud layer, hosts the necessary AI modules for data classification, data labeling, and clustering according to optimization needs and performance requirements, in addition to hosting the blockchain smart contract registry. That was our proposed standard architecture in brief, and now my friend Muhammad will continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my friend Amr. Now I'm going to present Malaysian standardization system, as my friend Salah has already presented the international standardization. The International Telecommunication Union cooperate with Ministry of Communication Malaysia and to design and regulates, and there is some participate in the standardization here in Malaysia, such as service providers and university and institution, as well manufacturers and interested parties as industry, association, agency. All this cooperate with the standard industrial of Malaysia. After that, we'll get the standards. Malaysia technical standardization system. Our proposal standard go through this process to get publication. First started with initiation of a project by request to MCMC, then a draft preparation, after that public comment, and this take at least 30 days in selected local newspaper and notification on website. Then submission to MCMC. MCMC shall register or refuse this standard. Then registration after agreement from MCMC, then publication and website. During the standardization of blockchain and artificial intelligence beyond 5G, we have faced some issues and we highlighted the most impact on a standardization process. First, designing a framework architecture for the integration of a blockchain and artificial intelligence was challenging, since it is a new concept and not defined yet for 5G, for 6G. Providing the operation of the working standard and identifying the fundamental structure and operation was challenging. Finally, identifying a complete standard specification needed for submitting the proposal was unclear and took more time for submitting the standard and reviewing from the committee. Here, the Gantt chart for our standardization process timeline started in 15th of December with receive completed from working group or industries. Then on 28th of December, create the concept and the new proposal. After that, deliberation by WGSG and took 30 days. Then approval of a draft for public comment and took 25 days. Draft under public comment and took 20 days. Approval of final draft for submission to MCMC as took 25 days. Final draft review session by MCMC and took 7 days. Final draft registered as a technical code by MCMC done during 3 days. Thank you very much for your listening. Any question?